I exposed my best friend for being an intimacy worker in her past to her boyfriend and he dumped her. Is it wrong for us to be dating? My best friend Alexa was kicked out of her house at 18 by her parents for refusing to study medicine and become a doctor. She did not have a job and was homeless for the first little while until I took her in as I had a place of my own. Alexa wanted to make some money fast and so she started being an intimacy worker, advertising herself and raking in money from desperate men. I looked down on her for this, asking her every day if being an intimacy worker was worth it and asked her why she couldn't get a real job, to which she replied saying that this paid her way more than a minimum wage job at McDonald's and she wanted to save for a place of her own. She said she was not proud of it at all but it was the fastest way to get money and start her own life. She ended up moving out after 4 months when she had enough money to rent a small apartment. She stopped participating in this lifestyle, something I really approved of, and got a job at Foot Locker. After a few months she became close with one of her co-workers there and they really hit it off. She came to me, asking me for advice on this co-worker and whether or not I approved of him. She showed me a picture of him and all I can say is wow. He was a catch to say the least. He seemed tall with dark curly hair and a fairly muscular build, all traits I really liked in guys. I egged her on to go after him and ask him out on a date and joked to her that if she didn't get there first I would. The next week they went on a date and according to Alexa, they just clicked. She told me all about the date and how much of a gentleman he was, how he treated her so well during the date and how family-oriented he was. I was happy to hear such good news and was happy for Alexa, but then I asked her what he thought about the fact that she was an ex-intimacy worker. She kinda went quiet and told me she never mentioned that to him on the date as she figured it was not important. I agreed with her on the outside, but on the inside I became jealous. I started thinking that a man of such high value has to know what he's getting himself into and that keeping such a secret from a partner is shameful behavior on Alexa's part. They started dating a few months later and I finally worked up the courage to tell Alexa my opinion on the whole situation, making it very clear to her that in my eyes she should absolutely tell her boyfriend about her past. We got into an argument about it, with her saying that stuff like that was not important and that she only did it out of necessity to make money. I told her that regardless of the reason, this is something you tell a partner. I ended up making a bet with her, telling her I will give her $250 if she tells her boyfriend about her past and he accepts her, as no self-respecting man would date an ex-escort, but she did not take me up on the deal. She told me very seriously that she regrets ever partaking in that line of work and she would never do it again. She did it for the money back then and has regretted selling her body and still does to this day. She is ashamed of it and does not want anyone to know about it. I told her that's not how it works, people have to face the consequences of their actions. We left that conversation on a sour note but the next time she came over, I managed to snatch her phone and go through her emails. I scrolled back and found her old emails with her clients and screenshotted them and sent them to my own phone. A week later I pondered long and hard about if I should go through with it myself. I came to the conclusion that yes I should, this will be a lesson for Alexa not to keep secrets in relationships. I texted her boyfriend asking him if Alexa has ever mentioned her doing intimacy work. He seemed confused at the start and I explained the entire thing for him. How many men she slept with per week, even exaggerating the number at times, showing him the conversations on her email. He thanked me at the end. I got a call from Alexa the next day absolutely irate at me, calling me a manipulative bitch who had to go out and ruin the best thing in her life. I asked her what she was on about and she said that her boyfriend had dumped her. I told her that this is what happens when there is a lack of honesty in relationships and hung up on her. She sent me a text shortly after saying our friendship is over and blocked me. This freaked me out, I cannot lie. I tried contacting her in every way possible but I was unable to reach out. I turned to my last option which was her ex-boyfriend and told him that Alexa had blocked me. I asked him out for coffee so we could talk about it and asked him if he could help me get through this hard time as he knew what I was going through. He took me up on this offer and when I met him for coffee I was surprised at how handsome he was. He looked good in pictures but seeing him made me forget all about Alexa. We got to know each other and actually barely spoke about her. Things escalated, and although I really did not mean for this to happen, we hooked up after the coffee date. I did not mean to fall for him but I did, and we started texting. It all happened so fast, but during a dinner date he asked me to be his girlfriend and I said yes. I'm very happy to be with him but sometimes I can't help but wonder if what I did to Alexa was wrong.